Hi friends and welcome back to my channel. So before starting, don't forget to click the subscribe button and also like my video. So today we are going to learn about the chapter pollination. So let's get started. Now this is the whole diagram of a flower. A flower has many parts, as you can see here. Now it has four main parts. They are sepal, petal, androecium and gynoecium. They are the four main and they are just for information reason. Thymus and pedicel. Okay, now it has four whorls, four main parts and four whorls. Now what is the meaning of whorls? Whorls means layers. Okay, now the outermost whorl is the sepal. Now sepal is the green part which protects the flower in the bud stage when the flower has not yet just bloomed. Now it has more than 5 or maybe less than 5 sepals. Now all together all the sepals make up the calyx. So single sepal is known as sepal and more than one sepal is known as calyx. Next, petal. Now petal is the most attractive part of a flower. These are the petals. Now one petal is known as petal and number of petals is known as corolla. A group of petals is known as corolla. Now it attracts the agents of pollination and it is the most attractive part and the most colorful part of a flower. Next, now under we will go, then the third one is the androecium. Now androecium is the male reproductive part. Male reproductive part. And all these are known as stamen. All these are known as stamen. Now this single one is the stamen. And all these all together, if we will take them as a group, then they are known as androecium. Now what they consist of? They consist of these anther. They all are anther, the top part. And this is the filament, this thin part. And the anther produces pollen grains. Now we have come to know about the parts of a flower. So if you want more information, you can check out the description box and we will move forward. Now there are two types of flowers, monosexual and bisexual. Now what is monosexual? In monosexual flowers, there is either the male reproductive part or the female reproductive part. Means the flower will have either the androecium or the gynoecium. For example, pumpkin or watermelon, they are monosexual. They have monosexual flowers. But in bisexual, the flower has both androecium and gynoecium. It has both the reproductive parts. For example, hibiscus, it's very common and we can check it out. And androecium and gynoecium are present there. So now we will learn about the process of pollination. Yeah, so what is pollination? Now pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower. Okay, the pollen grains are produced in the anther and reproduction takes place due to the transfer of pollen grains. Now there are two types of transfer of pollen grains, which is pollination. There are two types of pollination. One is self and another one is cross. Now in self-pollination, the pollination takes place in the same flower. Either in the same flower or in the same flower on the same plant. Now what happens is the pollen grains are here. Now from either they take the help of wind, water or insects. Now they are the agents of pollination, which means they help in the process of pollination. Now think from the example of insects. Now an insect will sit on the anther. The pollen grains are sticky, so they will stick to the legs of the insect. Now the insect will fly over to the stigma. Now the pollen grains will also go to the stigma. Now what happens here is the pollen grains form a tube. When they reach the stigma, they form a tube which directly goes through the ovary to the ovules. Now through that tube, which is called the pollen tube, the pollen grains finally reach to the ovules. Okay. Now in the ovule, in the ovary, the ovule and the pollen grains meet, and here takes the place of reproduction. Now after the process of reproduction, here is a seed. The ovules form a seed, and this ovary forms a fruit. Okay. Now this was self-pollination. Now cross-pollination. In cross-pollination, here are the pollen grains. Now in cross-pollination also any of these can help. Here now wind will help. Okay. So the pollen grains from here will go to another flower's stigma. But in cross-pollination, the flower would be of the same species. The flower would be of the same species but on another plant. But in self-pollination, either the same flower or the same on or another flower on the same plant. Okay, so the pollen grains will go and just stick here. Now they will make a tube, reach to the ovules, and then they will travel and reproduction, seed and fruiting. So this is the process of pollination. Okay. Now these pollen grains contain male gametes in them, and the ovules have female gametes in them. They have male gametes and they have female gametes. So this is the whole process of pollination. This much for today, friends. Until then, bye bye and thanks for watching.